Hey Meno Warriors, it's Kate and welcome back to my page where you can expect a weekly video from me on something related to menopause. Today I'm actually exploring the hidden connection between your gut health and how you experience your menopause symptoms. So just briefly, menopause is when you've not had a period for longer than 12 months. Beyond that, you're postmenopausal. And there is increasing evidence pointing to the importance of our gut health and how it actually impacts how we experience our menopause. Now, poor gut health is associated with more symptoms, menopausal symptoms, better gut health, so a wider diversity of healthy bacteria is associated with fewer symptoms. And I'm going to go into that in some more detail today. By the way, if you're new to my channel, welcome. Please click the subscribe button so that you don't miss future episodes. And if you find this helpful, please give me a thumbs up. And if you want me to cover anything in particular in a future episode, just send me a message and I'll be glad to add it to my list. So just to give you an overview of what actually happens to our gut microbiome, that is really the description of the flora, the little garden that's taking place in your gut. Your gut is known as the enteric nervous system. It has an incredibly important role in maintaining your mental health, in maintaining healthy energy levels, in just helping you show up the best version of you for life. And there are more and more studies now pointing to the importance of gut health and obviously health in general, but specifically we're talking about menopause today. So the gut changes over time, and one of the greatest changes is when we move from milk to full food. So that's, yeah, as we're babies and we start to develop, our gut microbiome goes through an enormous change and populates with different types of bacteria when we're no longer solely relying on milk for our nourishment. The second one is during adolescence, and actually the female gut microbiome changes much more significantly than the male one does. When you are postmenopausal, your gut microbiome will replicate more of a man's gut microbiome, but through adolescence, girls' gut microbiomes again change enormously. And we're not entirely sure why that happens, but we think it's largely driven by the hormonal changes that we go through. Firstly, what is the gut microbiome? It's essentially, it's a group of bacteria, fungi, viruses, various microorganisms, and those are what make up what we call the gut microbiome. So I think it's an easy thing to say, just healthy bacteria, but in actual fact, we're talking about something a lot more. And it's everybody's gut microbiome is unique to them. That is partly related to your genetics, your lifestyle, were you breastfed, were you vaginally delivered, have you had antibiotics over a long period of time? All of that will have an impact on your gut microbiome. Also, if you tend to eat a lot of processed foods, eat a lot of refined sugars, alcohol, that sort of thing is going to have a negative impact. Of course, smoking will. I think we all know that smoking is just don't smoke. But all of these things will have a negative impact to a certain degree on your gut microbiome. And actually how you manage to metabolize those various things that you're eating and drinking and exposed to in your environment is also largely down to the population in your microbiome. So we all have different types of microorganisms, different viruses, different bacteria, different fungi, etc. So just understand that everybody's gut is entirely unique to them, a bit like your thumbprint. So you might wonder why your gut health could possibly relate to menopausal symptoms. Basically, the answer just lies in the intricate relationship between your gut microbiome and hormonal fluctuations in your body, particularly estrogen. So estrogen has such a key impact on so many different aspects of our health in general, but also including the menstrual cycle. And as your estrogen levels fall, that does have quite a profound impact on your gut flora, your gut microbiome. So essentially your gut metabolizes hormones. So a healthy gut is going to have a better job at metabolizing the hormones that are going through in your body. And a healthy gut microbiome can help break down estrogen and maintain its balance in the body in a more effective manner. Unhealthy gut can have the opposite impact. So essentially, it just means that you don't metabolize estrogen as well, which means you can become more estrogen dominant during your perimenopausal and menopausal year or postmenopausal years. and that can make your symptoms worse. And as your sex hormones influence the gut bacteria, it just makes sense that there are likely to be changes in the microbiome as we go through sort of perimenopause into our postmenopausal years. But the relationship between your gut bacteria and hormones is also, it's a two-way street. So as our estrogen levels fall, it can have a negative impact on the diversity of our gut microbiome. So that, you know, all the things, the microorganisms, of the viruses, the bacteria, the fungi, etc., etc. But also a healthy gut helps to, like I mentioned, metabolize estrogen more effectively and helps you just reduce your menopausal symptoms. And in some instances as well, if you've got a good, healthy gut, without going into the science, which can be a bit tricky on this one, we can recycle some of our hormones. So when you are lacking in certain sex hormones, because if you've got a healthy gut, the hormones get metabolized by the liver, then they get taken into the gut, and then generally we poop them out. But with a healthy microbiome, you can reuse some of those hormones. So rather than just sort of doing the rounds once, they can do the rounds more than once. And that can help to negate the impact of sort of your falling sex hormones, you know, because if they're being recycled and reused again, you're still getting the benefit of that. So I talk a lot about adrenal health, and, you know, effective stress management is also going to help you manage your menopausal symptoms better, because if your adrenals are in good nick, our adrenals pump out sex hormones as well, and so essentially that's going to help you manage your menopausal symptoms more effectively. But a similar thing happens with our gut health, and this really is sort of an emerging area of science. I think it's fascinating. If I can encourage you to study something, it's the importance of maintaining good gut health for not just your menopause, but your mental health, your energy, your immune system, cognitive function. Our gut health is just so important on every single level for us. But like I say, a healthy gut flora is going to help your body to recycle some of those hormones. So it's going to lessen the impact of, you know, the fact that you've got falling hormones as you go through perimenopause into and beyond postmenopause. So one way you can help promote good gut health is to increase the amount of probiotics that you're eating. Now, you might think, oh yeah, well, I have raw yogurt, or I have natural yogurt with all these, it says on the pack, I get probiotics, healthy bacteria. That's brilliant. But in an ideal world, you want to have several different sources of healthy probiotics. The more probiotics you can eat, from a wider range of probiotics, the better your gut will be. Because the other thing is, you don't want to have, even though they're healthy bacteria, you don't want to have too many of just a few types of healthy bacteria. You want a really, really wide range of healthy bacteria. If you like cheese, good quality raw cheese, that's fine. Again, that's going to give you some healthy bacteria into your gut. If you're dairy intolerant, obviously you're not going to get that. But live yogurt, I would also just say be cautious about some of the healthy bacteria drinks that you could, like the yogurt drinks that you can buy in the supermarkets. A lot of them are absolutely laden with sugar, and that's going to have a negative impact in your gut. So while they might have some healthy bacteria in them, you're sort of being offset by the fact that, plus they cost a flipping fortune, but it's being offset by the fact that they contain a lot of sugar, and also a lot of bacteria, healthy bacteria that they put on the labels to make you pay a lot more for it, don't necessarily survive the trip through the digestive tract. Healthy bacteria for our gut normally does the majority of its work in our colon. That's at the far end of your digestive system. That's essentially before you do your poos. So, you know, it's got a long way to go. It's got to get through the stomach and then the small intestine before it actually gets to where it normally does a lot of its good work. So just be mindful of that. Also, fibre-rich foods. So fibre-rich foods are prebiotics. We need to be able to feed our healthy bacteria. They need to eat something. So that's why if you eat lots of vegetables, you are doing yourself the biggest favor. Fruit is good as well. Yes, it contains fructose, but it's combined with fiber and it's got all the other stuff that goes with it. So fruit in and of itself is brilliant. But if you probably want to aim for a few more veggies than you do fruit portions throughout the course of the day. And if you can eat 5, 6, 7, 8 portions of vegetables throughout the course of the day, you're doing really, really well. Make sure you're drinking plenty of water. Again, we need a well-hydrated microbiome. If we're eating lots of fiber, you want to make sure it's being all pushed through. It'll stop you being bloated. It'll stop you feeling constipated, which will then help your breath, help your skin, and your energy levels, etc., etc. And another thing to bear in mind is fermented foods. Again, they are a really great way of giving your body more healthy bacteria. So things like kefir. I'm having a main brain kombucha. I brew the stuff. I can't even think of the name of it. Kombucha, kefir, miso, some soy products. Obviously, miso is one of them. Tofu. There's another one of kimchi, sauerkraut. Those are the ones I was thinking of. I mean, some of them are disgusting. I recommend you make your own versions if you can. Just type in maybe sauerkraut recipe. I'm just starting a 4-week gut healing program on Monday. In fact, I'll drop the link if you want to learn any more information about that, because even if you watch this a few months down the line and think, oh yeah, I could really do the 4-week gut healing program, listen, just because I might have done it by then already, it doesn't matter. It is brilliant. We've got a load of ladies doing it at the minute. They're in their first 7 days, so they took their stats day 1, stats day 7. Most of the ladies that I've spoken with have dropped between 6 and 7 pounds. And yes, that's healthy weight loss. It's because they're feeding their bodies with what they need. The body's going, oh, I like this. Yeah, and we can get rid of toxins. And when you get rid of toxins, you can shed weight much more quickly. Long-term weight loss is, you want to be aiming for sort of 2-3 pounds a week in an ideal world. But when you start something like this gut healing system, you normally do lose a few more pounds a bit more quickly at the beginning. Nothing wrong with that at all. It's just your body saying, yes, thank you. You're looking after me and you're giving me what you need. And plus you eat absolutely flipping loads. I know I put my meal plan together and I'm going to struggle to eat all the stuff. So please don't think it's about deprivation. It's not. It's just about making a few key changes that are going to make sure that you reduce inflammation in your body. You're promoting healthy gut health. Very long-winded way of me saying there's a really great fermented blueberries recipe as part of my meal plan. So I'm going to be doing some fermented blueberries. Like I say, I brew my own kombucha, so I drink plenty of that. But so look at eating a wide range of fermented foods, a wide range of probiotics, and plenty of vegetables, which have got that fiber, which is the prebiotics, which will then help to feed those probiotics. And finally, manage stress more effectively. Stress is always going to be around. It's not about removing it. That's unrealistic. It's about just helping you manage it more effectively. And some stresses are worse than others. But if you can set yourself up with a healthy framework, when those nasty stresses come and bite you in the bum, you're more able to deal with them more effectively and more efficiently. So things like deep breathing. I'm a psychotherapist. I'm an anxiety specialist. One of the first things I teach all of my clients is to deep breathe, effective deep breathing. And they all look at me as just like, really? I'm paying you to tell me how to breathe? But I promise you, I mean, it's one of many tools that I use, but deep breathing is one of the simplest things. You just do it whenever you need to. If you're finding you're feeling stressy in the queue, waiting for the till, just do some deep breathing. Nobody's going to know. Before you go to bed at night, do a few rounds of deep breathing. It's going to bring down your stress response. We cannot be stressed and relaxed at the same time. Deep breathing stimulates the vagus nerve. It necessarily relaxes you. So the more you're becoming relaxed, the less you're getting stressy. I promise you, it absolutely works. If you struggle with anxiety, deep breathe. When you wake up in the morning, maybe put your alarm on 10 minutes earlier. So you've got 10 minutes of just peaceful, deep breathing. Deep breathe at lunchtime. When you go to the toilet, just take a minute, just do some deep breathing. Every time you go to the toilet, deep breathing. And then when you come out of the toilet, have a big glass of water, because that's going to make sure you drink plenty of water through the day, which is one of the things you need to do for a healthy lifestyle and for your gut, etc., etc. So in essence, just to sum it up, know that your gut health is way more important than you probably think it is. It helps create happy hormones. It will give you more energy. It will help you sleep more effectively. If you've got bad breath, it's going to help you improve your bad breath. If you have skin problems, improving your gut health is going to help with things like rosacea, eczema, all sorts of allergies that you might get. That's another thing that we've seen with this 4-week gut healing system. People who've had literally awful, terrible eczema. You know, like I saw this one photo of this one lady's hand who literally has skin. She looked like she'd got ringworm. The skin was raw in some parts of her hand, and after 4 weeks, her hand had healed so much better. Another one had eczema type things in her ears. Like I think it's actually a sort of yeast infection that she had in her ears. That cleared up. It's phenomenal how much power you have at your fingertips to improve your experience of not just your menopausal symptoms, but your health in general. And your gut health is absolutely key to you doing that. So probiotics, prebiotics, which is the fiber, lots and lots of water. Make sure you're getting good sleep, because that sort of underpins everything. Fermented foods are going to be your best friend as well. And just understand that you need to look after your gut. Reduce processed foods, reduce refined sugars, don't smoke, or if you do smoke, just quit, and just watch the amount of alcohol that you're drinking. If you're a lover of good cheeses, enjoy your cheese, because again, that's a great way of helping populate your gut with a wide range of bacteria. And just remember that sometimes those very, very highly priced, overly sugary, healthy probiotic drinks are actually not that healthy. So you could save yourself a bit of a packet too. So I hope you find this helpful. Again, remember to subscribe if you've not yet done so. Give me a thumbs up if you found it helpful, or tap the heart button if you're watching this on social media. And I thank you very much for your company and look forward to chatting with you again soon.